Welcome to The Dating Lab, the podcast that makes midlife dating simpler, saner, and maybe, hopefully, a little less overwhelming. I'm your host, Alyssa Dineen, and each week we'll break down one real dating challenge that adults 45 plus face today. From confusing apps and unclear profiles to first date nerves and slow fade messages. And you'll walk away with at least one practical tool you can use immediately to date with more confidence, clarity, and momentum. Think of this as your bi-weekly place to experiment, learn something new, and hopefully try something new without the pressure. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dating Lab. Today I have with me Carly Fauth of Fit Fun Carly. She has an amazing platform, and we're going to tell you all about it. But just to give you a little brief about who she is, she's a fitness instructor and a certified cancer exercise specialist, movement mentor, and the founder of Fit in Fitness. And it's a virtual fitness program that helps people get fit in just 15 minutes a day, which I personally love that. A lifelong advocate for mental health through fitness. Carly's passion for wellness deepened when she was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in February 2024. And as a survivor, she now uses her journey to inspire others to unlock their own extraordinary personal strength and overcome life's obstacles. But this is my favorite part. During chemotherapy, Carly launched a podcast straight from her infusion chair at Dana Farber, and what began as a way to share strength and connection in the middle of her treatment has evolved into the Fit in Fitness podcast. And now it's broadcast from her home. So today, Carly uses the show to spark hope and share real conversations and inspire resilience and offer cancer patients, caregivers, and anyone else facing life's bears the reminder that movement and mindset can change everything. And she wrote a book from her chemo chair also called Pray for the Bear. And she lives in Milford with her husband and two sons and their golden doodle.
Yes.
Who I saw briefly. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Alyssa. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I love your story so much. I just learned too that she started her podcast from her chemo treatment. I mean, that is just unbelievable. And tell them what you just told me, because I just love that so much.
Yeah. Well, it started even with what I didn't tell you. It started a week before chemo. I was on a friend's podcast and I went to her house and she did it from her living room. And all she had was these little microphones and her cell phone in the middle of us. And then all of a sudden it was like a light bulb went off and I was like, I should do a podcast from my chemo chair. I don't know why that popped in my head, but I was really scared. And I thought I was trying to find some way for me to like make sense of the chemo experience. And I thought, you know what, I would love it if I knew more about what chemo was like, because I didn't have anybody. Like I had my grandmother, but she died when I was 11 and I didn't like, that's the only chemo experience I had. Right. So I was like, what does it look like to go to chemo? Like, what do you do? Like, what happens first? And is the nurse, I didn't know anything. So I was like, if I go into chemo and I broadcast from my chemo chair, I can give people updates on how I'm doing, but I can also share a little bit about the experience to try to help other people not feel so scared, even though I was so scared. So it kind of helped me get through the door.
I can imagine, because you had something else to focus on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I walked in there and like, if I commit to something, I'd probably be like a good actress or something if I committed to a role, because if I commit to an idea, like I am all in and you are not going to stop me unless like you put handcuffs on me. So I went in there and I was very positive, but I just said, I didn't say, can I do a podcast? I said, I am going to do a podcast. And they were like, this is weird. And then I started it and I thought, I'm going to show them how good it is. And then they can shut me down. And then after a couple episodes, after I had a couple treatments under my belt, it wasn't a joke. It was more like, this is actually a really good idea. I didn't use a camera. So it was just audio. I literally didn't edit it. But number one, because I didn't know how. I had no podcasting experience. And number two, I was like, I kind of like the idea of keeping it raw. And so I would record the episodes. I would record the episodes with whoever came to chemo with me, because I had all these great people who wanted to come with me. And some of them were best friends and some of them were just like good friends. but they were all people that had taught me something that was helping me get through the chemo experience. So I could shine the light on them and have them talk about their special thing. It was just this beautiful thing.
God,
and then I would
beautiful.
just publish it. Yeah, it was the most
that.
meaningful episodes I've ever done.
Wow, that's amazing. And how many did you do? How many episodes?
So I did, it was like a party in my chemo room.
Great. I mean, amazing. Who can say that?
Who can say? I have no idea. Only I could turn it into a party. It was 16 weeks. So there's 8 treatments, but there were some treatments where I had 2 buddies because you can bring 2 guests with you. So it started out, the first episode was just my husband. And then I had people like signing up, and I was like, if you come with me, you have to be on my podcast. And some people are like, oh, but then everyone did such a beautiful job. I go back and I listen to them and I get all choked up because it's so lovely. They're like they're like the loveliest people. So
yeah. And so actually, if people want to go back and listen to those, so
it started out as called Chemo Coffee Talk when I started it from my chemo chair. So if you would go onto my Fit in Fitness platform, if you scroll all the way down, those episodes are still there, but now it's called Fit in Fitness, but they're still under the Fit in Fitness platform.
That would be so helpful, I feel like, for people, especially if they have a family member or themselves that are going to go through it.
I think they're really helpful. I hope they don't get lost in the shuffle. So I try to talk about them as much as possible and tell people that you should really go back and listen, because it is like, it's a real, like I said, it's real. Like you hear me and you hear the beeping, you hear the nurses and doctors coming in. It's really fun. It's funny.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And did you ever have any of the nurses or doctors talk on your podcast?
Oh yeah. My chemo nurse, I was like her worst nightmare as a joke. Like we really got along, but she's so shy. So I had her as a guest on my podcast, and then WCVB, the Boston ABC news station, came and all the nurses were hiding, and they were like, oh my gosh, this girl, when is she going to be done with these treatments? So I got everybody on board.
But seriously, what an awesome way to turn lemons into lemonade. I mean,
it really was. And after the podcast, I'm going to send you the link so you can watch the news footage, because I think you'll get a kick out of it. And maybe we can link that in the show too. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is, I feel like we're done. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. That was a great episode.
Great interview. Okay. No, well, tell us, I guess, then from there, you started doing your 15-minute club, or tell us how that evolved and what that is.
Yeah. So I started this 15-minute method. That's what I called it before I had cancer. And the idea was I was working with a lot of clients one-on-one, a lot of busy professionals, busy moms, and they were telling me, I just don't have time to work out. Like that was their big hurdle that they had to get over. And I would say to them, okay, you say you don't have time, but I'm sure you have 15 minutes, because if you get up 15 minutes earlier or you go to bed 15 minutes later, it's not going to make or break your day, and it's not going to take too much time for anything else. So I started giving them 15-minute workouts to kind of get them in the rhythm, because you have to get the momentum going before you have the motivation to do anything else. So that's how that started. And then it was really working. So I thought, okay, this is really interesting. And I started to develop a whole method around it. And I pushed that out. It's called the Fit Fun Community. So I have a whole subscription based around that 15-minute method. It was really going well. I was on the upswing. I had just really decided to make it my full-time job. So I was like a big girl, pulled up my big girl pants, quit my full-time job and made this my real full-time job. And then I got a breast cancer diagnosis, which came out of the blue. And I was just like, how the heck do I have breast cancer? Because I feel like I was so healthy my entire life.
I know. Oh my
God.
Wow.
And we found out, I got genetic testing. It was caused by a gene. So I do know the cause of my cancer. Okay. The CHEK2 gene, in case anybody else has the CHEK2 gene. But regardless, it was just really kind of like, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I don't have a staff. It's just me, and I teach the classes, and I'm all that virtual. So I actually have to do them. So I thought, how the heck am I going to do this? And I went to my oncologist, and she was like, I've heard exercise is good during treatment, but here's a book you can read. It was called Moving Through Cancer. And that book was like a lifeline to me, because from the first page, It was written by a doctor who had done a lot of research about how important exercise is during chemo treatment and after, as far as getting your strength back and fighting cancer, fighting reoccurrence. So I thought, oh my goodness, like I can do this. So typical Carly, not really knowing what it was going to look like, I just made a commitment publicly to my group and to my clients and on social media. And I said, I'm going to exercise through this thing. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm going to use my 15-minute method of showing up for it. I'm just going to try for 15 minutes. Maybe I won't be able to make it, but I'm going to try. And I did not miss a day of working out, and I did not miss a day of teaching.
And how motivating must that be for your community? And they're like, okay, she's going through chemo and she's doing it.
Well, they were nervous. Yes. And that they did do a lot of that. And they were also, I give them a lot of credit because I mean, it wasn't easy showing up every day because as I went through treatment, I lost my hair. I didn't wear a wig. I wore like funny wigs to be funny. But I was bald. I just was like, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. So I was very real. And I think in the beginning, it took a little while to get used to because they were afraid because they were like, don't push yourself. Like, please, like, should we, behind the scenes, I heard later that everyone was like, should we tell her to stop? And then my good friend was like, no, you don't tell Carly to stop because this is her keeping her power and her taking her power back. So we just let Carly do what Carly's going to do because this is how she's getting through. I was like, thank you. And it is how I got through. And I really feel like it, and then afterwards, I realized how powerful this 15-minute method was because I was actually using it on myself. I knew it worked because I was using it for other people, but it's safe. Incredible. It was very safe. And I did a triathlon 2 weeks after my last chemo treatment. And because I'm telling you, because I moved 15 minutes a day and I capitalized on my good days and I allowed myself to rest. I mean,
literally my jaw's open right now. Just
Alyssa, you would,
not watching. I cannot believe
you saw these pictures, and I was so insulted because I showed up that day and I was bald and I looked like a cancer patient, but in my mind, I didn't look like that anymore. And I was so annoyed that people were staring at me. I was like, why don't they just say hi? And looking back at the pictures, I'm like, it was pretty alarming. Like I look like a lollipop.
I can't believe you were able to do that. That is incredible.
Yeah, it's a testament to like the mind-body connection and what you can do when you tell yourself you can do it. That was my goal. And the thing that brings it back and how I like, especially in my bio, helping people who are against their bears, because I did write the book, If You See Me in a Fight with a Bear, Pray for the Bear. That's where the Pray for the Bear came from.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's not a religious book at all. It's a Kobe Bryant quote. But I really feel like cancer was my thing, but everybody has a thing, and it doesn't matter what it is because it's the same feelings that it elicits. It's your thing, and you have to figure out a way to get over those hurdles. And I think movement is medicine, and movement can help you get through so many situations: cancer, depression, divorce, just like changes in your life. Like, I really do believe it's your way of controlling the controllable.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, bringing up divorce, when I was going through my divorce, it was a very bad divorce and very stressful, and I turned to exercise so much to relieve stress. But not just that, it was to relieve stress, but it was also to prove to myself how strong I was, because I wasn't previously not an exerciser, really. I was like, I did yoga, but not like, I was never really into like really hardcore exercise. But I got really into it because I was like, if I can do this, if I can like make my body strong, I felt like it was making me stronger in general. Yes. And it was just, again, such a mind-body connection, but I felt so much stronger. Every time I worked out and got stronger, I felt stronger emotionally. So I feel like that is so true.
And it's a great training ground. I really feel like fitness is for the hard times because you can reflect on, I was in this, I don't know, whatever, strength cardio class, and it was really hard and I wanted to quit and I didn't quit. I made it through. So if I can do that, I can do this.
I can do this. Yep. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. No, I love that. I mean, I feel like exercise to me is so important. For everything, for your mood, for your strength, for your, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. And personally, I just love the 15 minutes a day thing because that's how I trick myself into doing something
Yeah.
or try to every day. Is like I say, okay, before I met you even, I was like, okay, if I can just say I'm going to do 15 minutes, and then usually I would end up doing more.
That's the
Sometimes
thing.
not. Sometimes like, okay, I did my 15 minutes, I'm done. But yeah, it was just my way of like motivating to even get myself like on my mat and doing something.
Because your brain can wrap itself around 15 minutes. There's a clear beginning and there's a clear end, very close to when you started. And your brain, I don't know, 15 just seems like a magic number. It could be 10 too, but 15 is just like a solid amount where you could be like, it's going to be over before you know it.
Yeah.
And then
And it
chances
is
are, like you
over.
said,
Yeah.
you could
And then
probably do more.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
oftentimes I do push myself to do a little bit more. But yeah, and also like you said, anybody can fit in 15 minutes a
Anybody.
day.
Anybody. I don't care who you are. You can
Yeah.
fit it in. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I love that. So one thing that you and I have talked about before is how what we do, our coaching kind of overlaps, is the fact that people come to us a lot of times not having done this in a long time,
Yeah.
not
Yes.
wanting to do it, dreading it,
Yep.
having fear around it, worried about getting hurt. I mean, like there's so many
Oh,
analogies.
so many
It's like-
parallels.
So-
Yeah, so many.
Yeah. So all of those things. And I feel like, both of us believe that it's not just about the end result. It's about enjoying the process. And so I've been saying that for so long. It's like, and of course people like want to hate on me because they're like, are you kidding me? Dating sucks. Like, why would you tell me to enjoy it? But I really do believe that if you're trying to enjoy the process and enjoying the person in front of you and not just thinking, at least for dating, you're not just thinking, where is this leading? It's just enjoying the moment, enjoying meeting somebody new, maybe learning something new, and then, taking that, doing what you will, but just trying to approach each session or each date like that. Just like, okay, what am I going to discover about myself in this? Instead of just like the end result, which is finding the love of your life or losing 20 pounds or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me about your mindset around that.
Yeah, so I used to talk a lot about finding the joy in fitness. And I think a lot of people, the problem is that they see Sally down the street running marathons and they think that they have to do everything like Sally in order to be fit. I think a lot of people miss the step of really thinking about how you enjoy moving your body, because fitness shouldn't be a drag. I mean, yes, you're going to have hard days. It should be a challenge. But if you hate something, there's so many things out there, so many options to move your body that you shouldn't have to do it. If you don't like burpees, don't do burpees. But there's plenty of other things you can do to work your body. So I think and I love that you said that, the idea of enjoying the process is if you can, and a lot of fitness starts up here because your body wants to do it. It's your mind you have to convince.
Yes.
So really being open-minded to researching what's around you. Ask more than just Sally down the street what other people are doing. Maybe it's aqua fitness, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's trampoline and bounce exercise. There's so many things that you can do, but you have to be open-minded. And there's something really special about being a beginner at something, because when you're a beginner at something, that's when it's fun. And that's when you see the results the fastest. Is because your body is doing something it's never done before. You're going to feel your body in a different way. So that is a way you can find joy. You can also find joy in I'm not saying that, like I said before, you're going to enjoy every second of every workout. Some days are just going to be check the box days. But if you can attach the joy to the experience after the workout, you're going to start craving that feeling of accomplishment. And that will help you feel better during the workout, because you know that euphoria is coming. That dopamine hit is coming. And it's a healthy addiction to have. Yeah, because it's helping your body, it's helping your brain. So there's different ways of making sure it's joyful, but not it doesn't have to be like, I can't wait to do this. I love every second. I don't even feel like that, but I love the feeling that I'm taking care of my body and that I know I'm worth it. and that I'm making the time for myself. And I know that I'm a better person for everyone else if I give myself that time. So there's so much tied into it. Just like you said with dating, it's the whole experience. It's not just getting to that number on the scale. It's not just fitting into that certain size jeans that you've been craving. Yeah, maybe you'll get there, but if you're not trying to enjoy the experience, life's too short. That's going to take a long time. Then it's going to be brutal. You have to train your mind to look at exercise differently. And it can be done, and it's not that hard once you build that momentum.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%, because again, I can't reiterate enough that I really did not like exercising. I pushed myself to go to yoga because I was like, okay, this I can do. It's like, I go to class, I finish in an hour, and I, move on.
You're done. Yeah.
But other than that, I really was not into it. And it's like, once you get into a routine, you do kind of get addicted to it. And then when you miss it, then you really do actually miss it. You feel like, oh, I didn't get to do it today, or it's been 2 days and now I don't feel
because you get addicted to feeling good. And what could be better than that? Yeah. It's like,
feeling of it. Yeah.
We think of addiction as a bad word, and it does have so many negative connotations, but there are positive addictions. A lot of people with super addictive personalities on the bad end of things, like drugs and alcohol, they sometimes have the easiest time with fitness or with something else because they do have that addictive side to their brain that helps them to keep going. So it's like shifting that addiction from something negative to something positive. It's not always a negative word.
Interesting. So you have found that people that have that addiction can read.
Yep. As long as it gives them something else to get that dopamine hit. I mean, I'm not an addiction expert. I'm just speaking from my own experience of working with people. And it just is like it just is an easier time getting on board with it because it's that quick hit. You get that feel good quick hit that drugs and alcohol may have given you. It's a very similar euphoria, doing a workout when you're done with the workout as sitting down and having a glass of wine it's a kind of a similar feel good feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I still like to have my glass of wine.
Oh my gosh, me too. I'm not an alcoholic, but I will never give up my glass. I love both.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have both.
I'll do my 15 minutes of workout and then I'll have my glass of wine. And
I call that a celebration.
Happy. Yes,
a celebration glass of wine. Yes.
I'm also really addicted. My family would tell you I'm very addicted to cottage cheese. This is what they always tell me.
That's a good addiction.
That's a decent addiction.
High protein.
I really do. It's like when I can't have my cottage cheese, I'm like,
I wish I liked cottage cheese like that.
I know it could be worse, right?
It could be way worse. I'd like that addiction. I'm going to try for that addiction.
I wanted to ask you more about, I liked that you touched on the fact that exercise doesn't have to be Sally training for the marathon, you know, and it's so true because I feel like I also used to do that. I'd look at my really fit friends and be like, oh, I'm not going to start running every day and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And also like, I had 2 little kids. So it was like, there's no way I would have to have the time. But I liked that I finally found the things that worked for me, that I enjoyed enough to want to do it. And that it doesn't have to be that you're, running 6 miles every day or whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be that you're doing CrossFit. It doesn't have to, it literally can be going to a dance class or, I mean, there's so many different things. And even just, sometimes for me, it's even just stretching on the floor for
yes, we need that.
It's like, as my daughter is always like, motion is lotion, Mom. Motion is
lotion. That's what my oncologist said. She would say that too.
That's great. I love that. Yeah. But it's true. It's like, even just moving my body a little bit in a day, if I don't even have time for the 15 minutes or I don't make the time, even just stretching and doing cat-cow poses or something.
Oh, it feels so good. And good. The studies show, even as women get older in perimenopause and menopause, that in order to see the results that you want, you have to work out a little differently. So in a way, it's kind of nice reaching that age because I'll take a HIIT class, for example. It no longer serves you to be doing a 30 or 45 super intense Tabata class where you're exhausting your body because physically you can't do the class the way you used to. It doesn't mean you're out of shape. It just means your whole body is changing and the way your body works is changing. So what works better is to have a shorter workout, like 15 minutes, where you can really do the HIIT workout like you're supposed to do it, get extremely uncomfortable, push as hard as you can. But again, you can wrap your brain around the 15 minutes. So again, it's a reframe of your brain to be like, okay, perimenopause and menopause isn't so pleasant, but like, do you really want, like, if you could choose the 15-minute HIIT class over the 45-minute HIIT class, wouldn't you want to do the shorter version? I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think that's like a positive, because you just have to go, you can still get the same results, but you just have to go about it differently, because then your cortisol levels get all out of whack when you're constantly in that fight or flight state as a HIIT class puts you in. Yeah. And it's not, you're going to be spinning your wheels and exhausting yourself and getting hurt to be more efficient with your fitness. Yeah.
So actually at our age, it's better to do a shorter intense workout than a longer intense workout. And is it better to do the shorter intense workout every day versus like 3 times a week doing the longer one, that type of thing? Or doesn't have to be every day?
You should have a balanced fitness foundation. So, I mean, I don't get hung up on the numbers, but you should be having, I would like 60 minutes of solid strength training. I'm talking about lifting heavy weights. And when I'm saying heavy weights, I'm not saying you have to be a power lifter. Don't get the two confused. Yeah. Heavy to you. Right. So something that's a real challenge to you, because that's how you're going to progress. That's how you're going to gain muscle mass. It's very important at this age. So, and whether you want to break that up into 15-minute little strength sessions, or you want to do an hour strength, whatever works best for you. Yeah. And then for cardio, you need 150 minutes. I think it's 150 minutes. I'm so bad with remembering numbers, but I think it's 150 minutes. And then, so that's like of moderate, like getting your heart rate up, like zone 2, like going for a brisk walk. But if you are doing a HIIT class, you can kind of take a little time off that because you're working at a faster pace, but you need that cardiovascular training. Like we all need, there's so much importance on strength training for women as we get older, 100%. But that doesn't mean you just do strength and you ignore cardio. You need it all. And you need stretching and mobility as much as that you can do. So as far as the HIIT goes, you have to be very careful because you don't want to be doing that type of exercise all the time. I would say I probably do a little more of it than I should because I'm teaching it. But if I was just an average person at this age, not that I'm above average, but you know what I mean? If I wasn't teaching it, like two solid, like I'm talking, you're giving full effort, 15-minute HIIT classes, or a longer HIIT class, like 30 minutes, and doing a sit format, which is sprint interval training, which is something that I've been teaching, which I've been really liking, is where, let's say it's 30 seconds full on sprint. So you can even do this at the track, or you can do it on a bike, or you can do it with jumping jacks. 30 seconds full on sprint, and then like a double rest. So a 60-second rest. So you can let your heart rate come all the way down so that your body isn't in this fight or flight exhausted state. You're giving yourself rest, and then you're starting again and you're pushing it, and then you're resting. It's a more palatable version of a HIIT class that as we get older is more beneficial. And I think a lot of my clients are just saying, okay, I'll do it because it feels better in their body, feels more appropriate. It's still very challenging. You have to challenge yourself. You have to be willing to push, but that rest is just important as the push.
And for your fitness or the 15-minute club, do people have to have like equipment at home, or what do they need to have at home for that?
So for my FitFun community or my one-on-one clients, people can show up live for my virtual classes or get them on demand. I use weights, like hand weights, like heavy weight, is whatever your heavy is. I usually advise people to have a variety of weights because if you're consistent, you're gonna go up. You're going to be able to lift heavier faster than you think.
Right.
I use those resistance bands because those are pretty cheap and easy to get. Sometimes I'll use gliders because I love gliders, but like you can use washcloths under your feet on a hard floor. So I try to keep it to items you have or can get pretty easily. I'm not going to use I don't use TRX. I don't use any special equipment that people would need to invest more in. It's more like, let's do this with what you have, and let's keep this as practical and as easy to do. It's going to be challenging, but as easy, like an easy entry point as can be. My 15-minute club, we do a lot of movement there, but that's a lot of mindset work to prepare yourself for how you can get back on board with fitness. Because like I said before, you got to flex that mental muscle first. If you're having trouble staying consistent, it's probably because you're not flexing your mental muscle. So we do a lot of like, oh, how can we get connected to fitness in a way that makes us want to do it? How can we get those quick wins, those quick mental wins, so that we can build that momentum, so we can get the motivation to stay consistent. So it's all about building that momentum. So
which is so important.
People miss that step. They think they're just going to jump into it, and then here we go. We're going to love it. We're going to lose the weight. We're going to get that number on this. That's not how it works. Like, you got to connect to it on a more meaningful level if you want it to last.
So with the 15-minute club, you're working a lot on the mindset piece with everybody.
Yes. Okay. And movement too, but it's heavy on the mindset piece, which I think appeals to people because I'm not going to be like screaming at you.
And then
move fast.
Yeah. And then the idea is that people are going to move on from that. Hopefully they'll feel motivated enough to join the Fit Fun community.
Correct. Or work with me one-on-one if they find that they really need that one-on-one guidance to get a plan that works specifically for what they're up against. I love working with people who are up against big things. That's kind of my specialty, whether it be anything like cancer or postpartum or anything.
And do you work with people of all ages, like into their 70s, 80s? Like
yeah. As long as for the Fit Fun community, I think it's important that if you have like some medical conditions, like it's very important that you get cleared by your doctor. I do like more hand holding in a situation if it was somebody who was older who may need a little more assistance. And I am very honest when I talk to people. I always talk with everyone before they're joining anything to make sure it's a good fit, because number one, it's a waste of somebody's time to be working with me if it's not a good fit.
Right.
And I don't want people to feel that way. Like, life's too short. I would never just have somebody come in and think it's a one size fits all. I'm pretty honest if I think like, maybe this person isn't going to be able to stay consistent right at this point on their own from their house, because it is a virtual program.
Got it. Good.
So but most people, there is a fit, whether it be one-on-one Fit Fun community or the 15-minute club.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you work with people one-on-one until today. So that's good to know too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, and I'm actually curious, so your community, have a lot of them been with you since when you were going through chemo and they're still with you today?
I have a high retention rate. I think just because I don't want that Fit Fun community to ever get so big where I don't know everyone in it. Because when I'm teaching, I'm always thinking of like, oh, Mary has a hip that's bothering her, or Stacy has a bad knee. Like, I like to know these things so I can tailor the classes to those individuals, and I can speak to them.
That's so nice.
Even if it's not by name in the class, so I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So most people have been in it since the very beginning, and it's such a special group because they stood by. I could not have gotten through my cancer journey if it was not for them. Not at all. They like held me up. They gave me something not to live for. That sounds a little extreme. My family gave me something to live for. Right. But they gave me something to like fight for each day and to keep going.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. I just love that so much.
It was so nice.
Yeah. That's so great. And so, and typically on one of your group calls, how many people are doing it live?
So the Fit Fun community classes, it depends on the class and it depends on the time. My Sunday morning class is a full body strength class, and that usually gets the most people. I would say 15 probably show up live, but there's some people who never show up for a live class and just do everything on demand.
Right.
But it's fun when people show up live, because we have a little chit chat before the class starts. Everybody gets to know each other. It brings that community. So nice. Yeah.
I feel like that must be so motivating,
Yeah.
For people. And especially if, again, like the mind piece, if you don't feel motivated enough to like join a class where you have to drive to the place or walk to the place and, be in person and all of that, like this is such a good solution for people that want to have
100%.
home. And yeah.
My goal is to just eliminate as many barriers as possible that people have towards moving their bodies or exercising. And there's so many of it. It's confidence barriers, it's logistics barriers, it's time barriers, it's everything. But like, let's see how easy we can make this in regards to logistics.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wish that I talk about it a lot, but I wish that it was easier to communicate to people that don't like to exercise and don't think that it's for them. I wish I could communicate, like, I wish I could have them feel what it feels like to finish a workout and be like that feeling of, first of all, I accomplished this. I feel so good. My body feels so good. I wish there was a way to like
bottle it.
That. Yes, bottle it. And like
I would make $1 million. Alyssa.
Oh my God, I know, truly. And just have them drink it and be like, see, this is what you could feel all the time. I know.
Well, that's what I tell people, but I'm like, if you're waiting to feel the motivation to work out, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it's not going to happen because you have to take action in order to feel the motivation. You will never feel it. You will always sit there wondering, like, what are those people running down the street? Like, how could they ever want to do that? You're never going to feel the feeling unless you go, you don't have to run down the street, but unless you like commit to moving.
Yeah. And I mean, and you think about like all the women who do like a hardcore thing before their wedding day.
Yes.
You know? Like, I mean, it's like basically if you just continue that, it's like, it's so interesting.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing with like even people, not everyone, but a lot of people who train for marathons, they like put all this time into training for a marathon and then that's the end of it. And they never put on a pair of sneakers again because they've reached their goal. But there has to be a fitness foundation, which is what I'm trying to work with. Help people with is like building this fitness foundation that you never go below. You could go up from it, but you'll always come back to your base and you'll never go to nothing. So there's not any more of this stop start thing because that stop start, it makes it harder and harder every time you have to start. It messes with your metabolism. It's just not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your confidence. That stop. So we got to stop the stop start. Okay. And just keep going.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yes. And actually, you know what? Again, there's a metaphor for dating too. Because if you, as I tell people, you can't just dabble because you're not going to have any success in it. If you just like check your app once every 2 weeks, or if you just like do a 15-minute workout once every 2 weeks, it's 100%. Dabbling doesn't help your.
You have to stay consistent in dating and in exercise.
It's key. Yeah.
Consistency is the key with everything. When you think about it.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah. Well, thank you. This was such a good, I feel like that's a perfect ending. Consistency is key.
Consistency is key in everything.
Yes. No, but this was such a fun conversation. And I'm really excited for your 15-minute club because that's starting soon.
Very excited. Yes, April 7th.
And so we're going to have info about that. And we're going to include the links in the show notes. So yeah, you guys should sign up for Carly's 15-minute club. I want to do it too.
Oh, I think you would love it. And also, I just want to be really upfront too, that I love hearing from people. So if somebody wants to reach out, if you're not sure if something's for you or you're not sure what I'm about, I love to talk. And there's like, you don't have to worry if at the end of the call, if you decide that it's not for you. I just really like to talk to people and hear where everyone's at. So anyone can reach out to me at any time.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay. Everybody should really feel motivated to at least call Carly.
Call Carly.
That's the moral of the story.
Yes.
No, but really, I'm really excited about this. A 6-week thing, 15-minute club. You guys should everybody should do this. Really. I'm thrilled about it. I'm so excited I learned about it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we definitely have to do a part 2 at some point.
Thank you, Alyssa. Always nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Dating Lab. If today's episode gave you something to think about, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. And if you want more dating guidance, you can find me on Instagram or at stylemyprofile.nyc.com. Until next time, remember, dating is a process, not a verdict. You're doing better than you think.